Whereas the Vincents are sorely on Ilkla, Moor, Baht. Whereas the Vincents are sorely.
Hi, a few weeks ago I decided to start using a Deus 1 again, and part of the process was to upgrade a remote I got from 5.2 to version 6 software, forgetting that when I did, I'd wipe all my existing custom programs off it. So luckily I'd made notes on how to program a few of them. And this one is one of the first. So I'm going to show you how I've set it up and why I've set it up. I can't show you how it works at present because Storm Dara, however it is blowing a hoolie outside. So that'll be for a later video. But anyway, the program's called Chalk, based on Program 5 Gmax. It's designed for thin, chalky, flinty downland soils. These soils are being ploughed quite a lot by farmers these days. And you're getting a lot of thin, mineralised, chalky soils with a lot of clay in them. Typical downland soils. So this one is for specifically designed for one of my permissions actually, but it has an ancient holloway running through it, an ancient sort of medieval, perhaps earlier pack horse route. Also around the site, there's a few Bronze Age barrows, there's an Iron Age scheduled site village just across the way. The pack horse route itself goes down the hillside from the downland, across the valley bottom and up the other side and into the next valley, where a Commonwealth coin hoard was found along the pack horse route. Now I've picked up one or two Civil War era coins and a few later ones, but mainly Romans, silver hammers, that type of coin. So I had a lot of worked flints, but anyway, let's have a look at how I actually set up the program. So right, the first thing you'll see is discrimination is 5. You might find that an odd discrimination, but what discrimination actually is a filter that tells your detector where to start working, and anything below the level you've set it at to basically ignore. It's not what you're looking for. So if you're looking expert setting, you'll see it's a 4 tones program, and the tone breaks are 200. So anything below the discrimination level, it will just give you an iron grunt if it breaks through. The next one is 340, and that's from your discrimination level of 5 up to 24. So that's, once again, another low tone, tells you that it's iron basically. I find that anything above 24 is usually not iron. All the iron signals, all the ferrous signals are below 24. Obviously things like horseshoes and twisted bits of iron will break through the 24. But from 24 up to the next tone break at 50, that's where you'll find your lead, your copper, your bronze, your gold. So that'll give you a signal of 530, I've set it at, which is a reasonably brightish signal to tell me that it's worth digging. Anything above 24 I dig anyway. And the final tone is 862. Why I've set it at 862 is because as I'm getting older, my ears can't pick up the high trebles as well. So I keep reducing it down to where I find it's comfortable. And so anything above 60, which is to me the silver dig it, is 862. A good, to me, high-pitched tone to say, yeah, you've got one there, go for it. Sometimes you'll find at 97, 98, 99, you find you've got a twisted bit of iron or a big bit of iron breaking through. You can generally ignore those, but I always dig them because I'm an idiot. So that's my discrimination and tone breaks. Next one's my sensitivity. That really is once again, your detector saying, yeah, I'm getting a good amount of signals. You can have it much higher. You can take it up to sort of 95, 96. I used to run a HF coil, which on a quiet site I could run right up at 96. But 89 for me on a chalk soil where it's reasonably mineralised, and I've also got the occasional electric fence around me, is a good setting. But you tweak that to match what you want. Expert is just your TX power. That's the amount of energy your coil's putting into the soil, the signal strength. If you take it up to 3, you'll get a lot of junk, a lot of garbage. I never use TX Power 3. I don't want all the stuff coming through, the bits of cork, the sort of hot rocks, all sorts of nonsense. So I keep it down at 2. You can take it down to 1. If you find it's a bit too sparky, this program, a bit too noisy, a bit sparkly. But TX Power 2 is good for me and good for my thin chalk soil. So next one's frequency 12. You can take it up to up higher. You can take it much lower. You can take it up to 17 if you so desire, or down to 7-ish. I find on this program and on my permission, once again, 12, 11 is a good mid-range setting. If you look at my frequency shift, I've got it at 12. That's because I find it's a sweet spot for my coil. But you can move it. You can move it up and down to suit your own permission, your own area. I wouldn't bother going down to 7. Certainly on thin chalk soils, you don't need that depth. It's not going to give you any benefit. Iron volume. Now that's the sound that the volume your detector plays when it hears an iron signal. I don't need that sound. I've got my discrimination and everything set up to get rid of iron, so there's no point in hearing it. So I don't bother with that. It's iron volume 0. You can turn it up if you want to hear the iron sounds, but I use my XY screen, you'll see later, to see whether it's ferrous or not. So I don't bother with iron volume. Reactivity. Now, that really is a measure of how fast your detector's processing signals. If you want to have a fast swing, your detector will pick up all the signals and process them and pump them into your earphones. That could be a lot of noise. That can be, it don't give a chance to hear some of the quieter signals. And sometimes it's the faint signals you want to have a dig at. So you can take it down. If you want a slower swing, take it down to 2, even 1.5 or wherever. This matches my swing speed. You can take it up higher, but really you'll miss a lot of signals. 2.5 to 2, I recommend. Expert again. Silencer. That's the way your detector takes out signals you don't want. And really, I've already done all that, so I don't need to worry about silencer. My sort of discrimination and other settings have already taken out the signals I don't want, so I don't bother with silencer. Leave it at 0. Audio response. That's purely age-related for me. It's the way your detector amplifies the signals coming up from the coil. It doesn't increase the volume. Your volume control on your headphones do that. What it does is amplify the signals coming from the coil. So if you have it at a high audio response, you're hearing all the signals. You can take it right up if you want. 6, 7, you can take it up. I find 5 is good for my geriatric hearing. Take it down lower if you don't want to hear a lot of the noise, but to me it's a good for the hearing the faint signals. expert again, audio overload. That's the signal that your detector sounds when it's hearing a big, powerful signal. When you're close to the signal source. You can take it up to 2, you can turn it off. Audio overload's fine for me. It says if I'm hitting a big lump of broken plough or something that's overloading the detector. Good for me. Notch I never use. I've done all that with me discrimination and settings and so on. There's no point in notching out signals you don't want. You might be missing signals that you do want. It's a bit of a sledgehammer approach to detecting using notch. They're your notch settings. If you do want to set them, I don't bother. And we're finally back to discrimination again. Now, I use the XY screen, so save it in an empty slot and alter the profile. Alter the configuration to give you XY. You can use horseshoe if you want, but a lot of the fine chalky soils are quite mineralised, and horseshoe doesn't cope with those kind of signals quite well. It'll give you a lot of false positives instead of the negative that it actually is. So the XY screen's very good because it gives you a visual representation of exactly what the signal is. I work in combination tones and screen on thin soils, and it works excellently for me. Ground balance we'll talk about. It's on 89. I use manual ground balancing a lot when I'm walking around. I stop to ground balance, pumping ground balance to reset things. They don't often change that much unless you're in mineralised areas. You hit a patch of mineralisation, your ground balance changes, particularly on thin soils. 89's good, change it to what you need. But that's fine for me. And that's it, that's chalk. A good chalk, flinty, clayey, downland soil. It's good for searching, it's good for highly conductive coins, silver, gold type coins. Try it, see what you think, tweak it to what you want. Never get hidebound on programs. I mean, hot's good, but hot can be adapted. You'll see one of my custom programs later to adapt hot to something decent. Have a play with your remote. Do what's best for you. Set the tones, set the screen, set the reactivity. Easy to do. Have a read your manual, have a play. So thanks for watching this far, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. The only reason being is fairly mercenary. I want to reach 1,000 subscribers so that I can start getting some money back from YouTube for the money I have to pay out. So thanks for watching this far, and hopefully thanks for subscribing. I can't even say it. Bye.